welcome back to another episode of Not Another Podcast. This one, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a little different. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for coming. My name is Goddess Elizabeth, and today I'm going to be discussing something a little bit more personal to me. And this is from experience from my life. And if you haven't heard my backstory, or if you're new here and you haven't seen any of my other videos, this is just the first one that caught you. A little something about myself. I'm a Cancer. My life path number is 7. My Chinese zodiac is Snake. Very intuitive, clairaudient, clairvoyant, very spiritual, if you would say, very gifted. But a couple of years ago, when I re-entered a spiritual awakening that I had, I was working with a lot of archangels, guardian angels, deities, entities, those, beings that speak with you from the outer realm, should I say. And one night, I remember it very vividly. I'm just giving you this backstory. I was at my dining room table by myself, and Archangel Michael came into the room. And he was like very in a rush. Like he couldn't be there long. And his words to me were, if you have trusted me all this time, if everything I have said to you has been true, and I've gotten you this far, and we've gone through, such and such in life, you need to trust me on what's about to happen next. So I'm like, all right, Mike, so what's happening next? And mind you, all of this is telepathic. It's no verbal because, again, it's Archangel Michael. It's an archangel. And he goes to tell me that he's introducing me to a demon. And I'm like, hell no. No, cut it. Because I'm like, all my life I've been told they're evil. Any encounters I've had in the past with malevolent entities, I've always put them under the rank of demons. I just want nothing to do with it. So he's like, this is now a time for you to get better acquainted with the demons under light. There's demons that walk. Demons, the name has changed. I suggest you do some research on how the names have changed over time from Greek using it, and then over to the American and Western languages. So the name Daemon, meaning divine one, divine beings, which we all are divine beings. Anything that's outside of our natural 3D flesh is a divine being, but we're divine beings in our own right as too. But Daemon, divine being, Christian religion, tampered, demon, made it dark, made it evil, to stay away from it. So me being grown up as a Christian woman, I was like hesitant. I refused. I just was rebellious with the whole setup of here, work with this demon. And it wasn't just one, it was 3 in the room. And this whole scene, again, mind you, is telepathic. And it's a beautiful setup now that I sit back and think of it, because I learned so much more. But I'm not going to get off subject with where I am right now. But I am going to give you a little backstory to the demon that he introduced me to. Archangel Michael introduced me to a goddess who was denounced by Western civilization to a demon named Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth was also Inyana. Demeter, the goddess of heaven, queen of heaven. I'd rather call her a goddess because I don't like the word queen. You do the etymology of certain words. But I'm not here to teach you on that right now. There was a lot that I learned from Ashtaroth, and as I sit back and I think about how I rejected her when she first approached me, all I could do is feel sorry that I was so close-minded, and I'm a little teary-eyed now, y'all forgive me, but I was so close-minded to even having some sort of interaction with something outside of myself, and at that moment I realized I was being racist. And that's a bigger backstory. I can go back on into something else I could talk about, but again, trying to stay on topic here. I'm freestyling this whole video, so I hope you're here for the message and not anything else, but I'm going to get straight into it here. Ashtaroth introduced herself to me one day at a lake. I was at a lake one day and just out, being by myself and just relaxing, taking time to myself. I was very deep into meditation, very deep into, solitude, and get back into my shell, getting in touch with myself, getting to know me, And, I remember I was sitting in this body of water on the bench one day, and I was just, staring at the water, and had like a waterfall that was coming out of the middle of the water lake thing. And out of nowhere, this voice comes into my ear, and it was like Ashtaroth, and I'm like, Ashtaroth, and I'm thinking to myself, what is that? Who are you? What are you? Who are you? So before I can get the answer from her, I immediately got my phone, went to Googled it, demon. At that moment, nope, I don't work with demons. I don't work with you. No, get away. I rebuke you. No, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel. I'm calling out to my archangels, my guardian angels, my deities, entities that I'm working with. Y'all protect me, keep them away. And I'm so sorry that I did that, because Ashtaroth at that moment, she was ahead of her time for me, and I just wasn't ready to connect. But that night at the table, as they are all sitting around, I'm sitting at the head of my table. There's a chair here, a chair there, and a chair here. So they're sitting there, and I'm seeing it, clairvoyantly. I'm hearing it clairaudiently, and they're there, and one of them like, y'all have to give her time. Y'all know she new to this. Y'all can't rush her into this. Y'all can't expect her to just, open-heartedly accept us and just, jump on the bandwagon with us. She's been taught all her life that we were evil and that she should stay away from us. So it's going to take time for us and for her to trust us to take the information that we're trying to give to her. So as this demon, not Ashtaroth, I don't know what the name of this demon was, but Ashtaroth was still there. Archangel Michael is by my doorway getting ready to leave my house. And he's like a little, how Archangel Michael can be, a little cocky. He's like, look, I've been working with you for how long? You have been hearing me for how long? And he starts giving me all these flashbacks from when I was a little kid, teenagers, messages he gave me right before my mom passed, messages he gave me when I was, really deep into my addiction, and like all the times that he showed up for me. And he was like, right now, if you've never trusted me before, I need you to trust me now. And I'm like, all right, Mike, what's up, Mike? What's up? What's going on? He's like, look, there's a lot of action going on in the ethers. There's a lot of fights, a lot of wars, and I have to be at my tower. So right now, I can no longer be here on this room with you, so I have to leave you here with Ashtaroth and them. You have to trust me. They're not going to harm you. They're not here to hurt you. They're here to help you. So you need to get to know who they are. Trust me. Do you trust me? And I had to wait for a minute. He's like, the fact that you have to sit there and wait, and it kind of hurt, because me being in this human vessel and being in this mind that I have, this earthly mind, this carnal mind, it projects us to first hit that negative frequency upon anything, right? So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not editing this stuff out. I have to gather everything. I just reject it. But something in me, I want to give it, maybe my higher self. Maybe my higher self was like, come on, Liz, man. For real. There's a change, there's a shift, and there's something important that's going to happen, and he's right. Maybe you do need to know what demons are. Maybe you do need to understand what different type of demons are. And so I was like, all right. Okay. Because the way they were so patient, so warm, so understanding, so knowledgeable, so it was so much different than anything. I didn't feel love. You know how like some people say they have this overwhelming feeling of love or overwhelming feeling of hatred, or it gets really cold or really hot. There was no changes in the environment in the room where they were there. I just knew that the energies in my room had shifted because it was a little bit, I don't want to say heavier, but you can tell when something enters into your atmosphere. You can tell when there's another force inside of your own energy because you radiate outside. So you can feel, if you're sensitive, like your aura is like little nerves. You can feel everything that enters around. So it wasn't no dark feeling. But I agreed, and I again stepped out on faith. Then I took a leap of faith, and I accepted. And at that moment, I became an oracle to the goddess Ashtaroth. Right here, Ashtaroth. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad I took a chance and took my own experience, my own life, my own knowledge, my own power into my hands, and I'm glad I didn't go on past experiences or someone else's story or someone else's experience. I'm glad that I took my own and trusted myself and trusted my guides and archangels and deities and entities around me enough to know that I can trust what's going on right now. So in this book right here, I'm not gonna keep y'all. This book holds the message, the downloaded message that I received from Ashtaroth about what's happening now with the androids and the robots. So let me get into the story. I'm not going to hold you like I said. I know that took probably 20 minutes of just talking, which I did not want to do at all, but I had to give the backstory, and I hope you're here for it. So I had to put my glasses on so I can read to y'all everything that needs to be read. Alright, so here y'all see right here, Thursday, December 8th. Focus, camera. It says 2022. Alright. So this was Thursday, December 8th at 2:30 p.m. 2022 when I received this downloaded message and I scribed. So I'm going to read. I didn't rewrite it. I didn't try to correct the grammar. I left it as it was because for me that's my authenticity. That's my originality. So let's jump into it, okay? And please, you got to have an open mind. You have to have an open mind. The reason you're learning about demons is to gain understanding. You were taught to believe all demons are evil and malicious. However, we are not. Not everything deemed demonic is truth. Some of us are truly of good nature, just misunderstood, slandered in scary movies, and restricted to learn about in the Bible. However, you need to learn of us because we too walk with you. We seek to assist you upon your journey. We understand you are a little iffy about this, but it comes a time where you have to learn about us as well. A lot of the time, we've been talking to you, and you just didn't know it. We've been fighting for you as well. However, this is bigger than what you may feel about. We are here to assist mankind. What's approaching next is a manifestation of the Watchers. Now, the Watchers are fallen angels. I'm probably going to leave some documents here. But the Watchers are fallen angels that taught mankind, the primitive mankind, the cave mankind, everything that we know now as a society. They taught us how to use fire, how to use makeup, how to build weapons, how to go to war. They taught us knowledge. Now, when I was receiving this information, I had to realize one thing. The Watchers never left. I have never read any information or any documents that said the Watchers left Earth. So if they are still here in form, but they're trying to become even more immortal, even more advanced, even more powerful, but in a different way. It says, first, China got the instructions given to them. China got the instructions given to them from some codes for First, China got the instructions given to them from some code forces. This is the all-seeing eye. The surveillance civilization theme is a way to view mankind and control the action in affairs of humanity. Those who need your knowledge will follow. Just be prepared for rapid change. We are here to help mankind. Humanity is being set up. Ashtaroth saying, in her words, that they're setting up humanity for an event in a situation that's going to be catastrophic. What is on the agenda next is something many people will not see coming. But as you teach, also prepare yourself and others. This is not a test. They are attempting to manifest themselves and be marketed as help or support. But that is far from the truth. Their plan is to begin small, but expand by 2030. They seek to build a non-organic society over the next 5 years. Small advancements of technology will usher in severe changes for humanity. It's not black, it's not white, it's not Hispanic, it's humanity. And that's where I think we need to start getting together. I think that's where we need to start understanding what's taking place here. But we need whistleblowers, those who can hear us. This is bigger than you. It's about humanity. That's the first part. Now, there's a second piece in here that was written out. see. Some stuff about science and the human body. Okay. This is one more message. Right here. Sunday, February 12, 2023. Before I move on with this message, I want to jump back to what was just said to us. As we are seeing right before our eyes that Optimus and Neo are being presented to us, it will be just like every other thing that's now available to us, cell phones. It's going to be something that many people will have. I've looked at that clip here.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, brother.
Much appreciated.
All right, man. You like Balenciaga?
And I just don't see
I got an outfit for you.
how and why a human would embrace, and I may be sounding racist, but in this case towards androids and robotics, I am. I'm sorry, but I am. I'm not trusting something that scientists have gotten into the labs, right? And this is what makes me, okay, look. This is what makes me wonder. When do the scientists stop and think, where are these ideas coming from? Why is this such a deep impression into my spirit, into my soul, and into my psyche? What about this makes me want to do it even more? Like, why am I having this rush? And then all of this starts to make me think, the Watchers. The same way the Watchers influenced mankind and taught mankind how to create armor, how to, again, create all the things that I stated before at the beginning of this video, right? What makes us not think, or make the scientists not think, that they're not being inspired by the Watchers? I mean, if you agree, just put a like, a comment, say something in the comment section. Because we look at a lot of different spiritual and gifted inventors, right? For instance, let's take Nikola Tesla. And let's take, we can't say Aleister Crowley, but we can in a sense because he did do some awesome things. But let's take these two men and also Socrates. Let's take these three men into consideration and look upon their life, right? Socrates, he admitted he had a daemon, and he admitted that his daemon kept him out of trouble. Tesla admitted that he was getting information given to him from otherworldly being. I even think he had a name for his being. But that being was teaching him how to create all of the ways to get free energy, all of the other inventions he was coming up with at that time. He was getting inspirations from them. Some of them, it just got downloaded into his spirit, and, he just worked on it fervently. But it came from an outside source. Then we have Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was having things given to him from outside sources. He was doing a lot of magic, a lot of rituals, a lot of conjuring, but still outside sources. Now, if science is alchemy, which is still working with energies, what then, again, I say, do we not think, or do we not understand when it comes to the sciences are still being inspired by outside sources. If a watcher, right, me, I'm gonna say, if I was a watcher and I want to be back amongst mankind, but in form where I can engage and entertain and be amongst and at least feel human, because remember, when they came, they made it with women. They wanted to be human. They wanted to see what it felt like. They wanted to know why God loved us more than he loved the angels. Why he favored humans more than he did the angels. So when they fell, as the story of the watchers go, and as they fell, they wanted to see what it's like. But seeing that some of our bodies could not be entered, so some of us could be possessed and some of them could not be possessed, but they still miss that essence of what it's like to exist in some sort of body, some sort of form. But instead of being in human form, let's make it one better. Let's make it the best. Let's make it Neo. Indestructible, alloy, AI, smart, more advanced than the creator that's creating it, because I'm tricking you to make me. And that's where I feel like these scientists, some of them don't have a spiritual bone, any type of consciousness in their bodies. These watchers, these beings, have tricked them into making them better than the ones who created you. Any teacher knows. You may teach a student, but you never teach a student more than what you know, or teach a student everything that you know, so that student will never have a one-up on you. But these scientists, they may not all be scientists. I believe some of these scientists may be, watchers in human form. And they have been patient, because remember, 1 year for us is 1,000 years to them. And 1,000 years to us is 1 year to them. So they can be patient. They have time to just we can wait. We can wait. We can work on this slow and steady, slow and steady. We know where this world is headed. We know the forefront, the foreseen, the unseen to the human eye. We know the time frame that this earth is on. So we know how many years we have to work. And it also makes me think like this. I get deep with my thoughts, y'all. This rabbit hole go deep. Are they allowing themselves to be put into these robotics and androids to avoid their way of going back to hell? Because if they can't get the body and their consciousness is then put into AI, which is then put into the internet and then put into the satellites, which is then forever living, the what it says, the prince and powers of the airwaves, are they then finding their way to be getting their justice of going back to hell? I think a lot. I told y'all I'm a 7. And this is what I do. I think a lot. But what you think about everything so far? What are your thoughts on this information and on these deep, theoretical thoughts, these logical, critical discussions that I've been throwing out here, there? Because I have a lot to say about this, but it doesn't make it any better for me to do all the talking and you not leave any comments, because then are we really conversing, or are you just sitting and listening? Because I do like to converse. Conversing is the best way of communication. Listening, yes, but speaking, you can't listen unless somebody speaks. But I don't always want to speak. I want to hear, and sometimes I want to read too. And I got one better for you. If the watchers, right, are the cold forces, which are the Daemons, right? These Daemons come from the cold side of the moon. That's why when they are around and they come into the room, you get chills. Because on that side of the moon, there is no heat. There's no warmth. There may be a little warmth on one side of the moon, possibly, because, the temperature of the sun hitting on it every now and then. But that dark side, that side that we don't never get to see, the dark side of the moon, that's where the cold forces have always been. And NASA's not going to tell us that. And when China began to make the artificial moon and the artificial sun, those were instructions given to them by the cold forces. This is for an even better way for them to surveillance us and to watch us. But it has to be even more controlled. We have to be like some sort of petri dish under some sort of microscope type of society now. These watchers want to know what we're thinking, what we're eating, what our blood rate is, what our temperature is. It wants to control everything that we have, privacy in our organic cells. It wants to have full access on every level. And that's why when Ashtaroth came to me and said that we need to learn about the body. We need to understand what it is to be human. Because there's a lot of hidden gifts, a lot of hidden talents, a lot of supernatural things within our bodies that we have been tricked out of even knowing exist in us. And that's one thing, that's one thing I admire about Ashtaroth. She never asked me to build a temple. I mean, not a temple, but an altar. She never asked me to reference her on any day. The only thing Ashtaroth left me with is this information here and giving me instructions to learn about the body and the miraculous things the body can do. Telekinesis, teleportation, remote viewing. For some of us, we are able to control other people's minds. Spontaneous pyrokinetics, aerokinetics. Things get deep. But look, I got one more section here I'm going to read to y'all. It says right here, message from Ashtaroth, Astarte Ishtar, Sunday, February 12th, 2023 at 9:35 a.m. Liz, listen. Truly there is a time where true teachers, wise women, those who store ancient knowledge is unveiling. Now, teaching is a gift that should not be underused. It is important to teach true knowledge and wisdom with understanding for the eyes, inner ears, and heart and mind to understand. The human body was created to do miraculous things. That if people were to ever be told what they could do, they would doubt it until someone shows it. Only because this knowledge was kept from them. And yet people sit and allow false teachers in systematic training facilities to conjure, then conquer their minds. I sit and watch generations upon generations of Homo sapiens repeat the same loop over and over again by following yet another systematic control panel, religion, spirituality, yet another distraction to keep you learning about other deities like colors, numbers. But is this deity teaching you who you are? Are they coming to you to teach you knowledge of yourself, or to teach you ways to worship them, or just give you milk? Are they telling you that you are a conqueror through being a being outside of themselves? Like, when it says I can do all things through Christ Jesus, I'm a conqueror through Christ Jesus, is what she was getting at. So I say that without this. Be you. I'm sorry. So to say that without this, being you are not a conqueror, that you have no power but through a teacher. If we as humans are to regain complete control, first religion has to be revised into knowledge of self. And the Roman Catholic Church has to release the missing documents from the ancient texts. I'm closing my book because this is already a long video and I did not want it to go this long. But see how they marketing these beings, these androids, these humanoids. And the way Future's like, yeah, brother, I will never call you our brother. Neo, Optimus, I will never call you my brother. Because I know who you are behind that metal. I know what you were created to do. I know how you were created. I know why you wanted to be recreated. So you will never be my brother. You've always and will forever be, through many lifetimes, my enemy. But you always see me, because I'm always on these platforms or whatnot. But anyways, look, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, y'all, because this video, this message, and being at 2022 and now it's going to be 2025, and when you have so much knowledge that you sit on and you just want someone to listen, but with all that being said, y'all, this is something I was given back in 2022. As y'all can tell, it's now 2024, going into 2025, and there was no lies being told. And that was from a Daemon, an Ashtaroth, a goddess, Ashtar. And you see it right before your face. And I have no reason to, falsify or make anything up. If you know me, you know I don't tell any lies. And before this channel was not another podcast, it was the Cancerian Moon Goddess Tarot readings, because I should do tarot. I'm not making this up. I have no rewards, no vindication of making this up. And I know I can't stop what's going on, and that's another thing I've always asked, like, why are you telling me this? Like, why am I getting this information knowing that there's nothing I can do to stop this? And the answer was, it's not to stop. It's to prepare. To prepare and to be forewarned. Because to be forewarned is to be forearmed. These robots will be adapted with telepathic abilities. In being an oracle under a goddess or under a Daemon, under Ashtaroth, as some information that you do. If y'all would like for me to give y'all more information on Ashtaroth so that y'all can see more, because I have books that I have bought, and some books on Daemons and things of that sort. And she's also, again, like I said, she's in the Bible, but she resides over the past, the present, and the future, and some other things. As they put her in the demonic form, she's a Grand Duke, so she holds a lot of power. But I just hope y'all receive that message. I hope y'all received the message. I know it's a very lengthy video, but I hope everything that was said helps y'all understand what's about to take place here on planet Earth, and what's about to take place here under this atmosphere. It's not about black, it's not about white, it's not about green, orange, or yellow. It's about humanity. Everything that is natural, organic. It's not New World Order anymore, y'all. It's a non-organic world. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. If you have not, what are you waiting for? This is what I do. I be myself and hope that you come by and see me being myself, and I can watch you watch me. And we can watch each other all around. Okay? No. Cut it out. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, y'all. I've said as much as I think I can on this subject for right now. If there's anything else I think of, I'll probably make a part 2 for this. Or if y'all have any questions or anything that y'all may think y'all want me to cover or go over, or something that you would like to have some questions answered, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to, intertwine and engage and comment, or possibly do a follow-up video for you. Whatever may happen, may happen. But I will, reach back out, and I do get active in my comment section. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. And now it's time for me to go. And until next time, I am Goddess Elizabeth, signing off here with Not Another Podcast. Y'all stay blessed, stay healthy, and stay favored. Until next time, bye y'all.